What is going on, everybody? It is the Going Over Big Time podcast. I am Mike Charlip, and I am joined once again by my friend and co host, Alan the Cantastic. And today we are here to discuss, review AEW All Out, the 2025 edition, the 7th annual All Out. And this show, I think, was very good. I'm not saying it was an amazing show because there's a couple of matches on here that are unfortunate, but um, it was a very good show. I liked pretty much everything after the second match on the main card. And the pre-show was what it was. So they were not very clear about some things, right? So they had been promoting this tailgate brawl thing. And what ended up happening was because the pay-per-view was on a Saturday and Collision was not happening. What they did was they took the first hour of Collision and added it to Dynamite, and then took the second hour of Collision and made it this show. And people were unclear if this was supposed to be like a YouTube thing or a televised thing. And at the same time, while this was happening, the 0 Hour was happening on YouTube. And the 0 Hour on YouTube was just RJ City, Renee Paquette, and Bryan Danielson talking about the matches. And apparently, one of the matches that took place on this show was made on the 0 Hour, but you wouldn't know that if you weren't watching it because it was happening at the exact same time. Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was like, I went on YouTube, I saw the 0 Hour, and I just scrolled and I was looking through it, and it says like Bryan Danielson and Renee Paquette and RJ City talking, and then I kind of like skipped through the timestamps to see the previews. I'm like, I don't see any matches. Where are the matches? I thought they were supposed to be like, why don't they put? I thought there's always put them on YouTube. So I was like, where is this? Like, okay,
yeah. So they did this in, I guess, just so that TNT could have all their partners could have both hours of Collision. They just like I said, they added one hour to Dynamite and added the other hour here.
Right.
So we ended up having 4 matches on this show, and only 2 of them. Well, one of them was announced way ahead in advance, and it was the 8-woman tag. The Daniel Garcia match came together like the Dynamite before this, and the other matches were just made the day this show started.
Wow.
And
yep.
those were the ones that didn't really matter, like, at all. So the first match on the pre-show was actually the second shortest match on the entire event. It was the Ops members, Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs, defeating the Workhorsemen, Anthony Henry and JD Drake. And this match was pretty much what you expected. The Workhorsemen, who don't get a lot of TV time, especially on Dynamite, they're mainly an ROH team, just lost. And they had some moments, obviously, but you knew they weren't going to win. And Alan didn't watch the pre-show, so he won't really have anything to say about these matches.
Thanks for ratting me out to our audience. Like, that's like as we just explained, like it was kind of hard to find the show. And hey out there, everyone, my name's Alan. My real name. I have a life, so sorry for.
Nobody's gonna hold it against you that you didn't watch the pre-show. Believe me.
Yeah, it was like 5-minute match, 3-minute match. I'm like, the only thing interesting of the pre-show tail matches was this tornado tailgate brawl with these 8 women.
Well, I would say so. So as far as the first match goes, it was fine. Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs won easily. I don't even remember. It was a submission finish, so I'm assuming Joe got the choke out win. I don't even remember what happened. That's how unmemorable it was. The second match, which was a pretty good match, it was Daniel Garcia his first match since first singles match since joining the Death Riders, and he was going up against Katsuyori Shibata, who he has faced in the past.
Yes.
Um, and this was a great match, and I liked it because Daniel Garcia got to show more of a vicious side to him. The theme of Daniel Garcia matches now is Matt Menard on commentary for them, and he gets in his face during the matches, and Daniel Garcia doesn't even acknowledge his existence. And Daniel Garcia targeted the neck and the head of Katsuyori Shibata, which everybody is aware is something that caused him to lose many years of his career. And because of that, Shibata was, I don't know if this was storyline or something happened, but Shibata was medically disqualified to compete on Dynamite, where they were supposed to have a trios title match. But this match was great. Daniel Garcia got the win, which I expected because they're building him up here as the new face, the new young boy, quote unquote, of the Death Riders. And I've heard different scenarios. People think maybe he's doing like an undercover thing, like he's trying to destroy them from within, or he's just full-fledged just a member now. Because if you remember back, when Moxley won the title from Bryan Danielson and they had that ending of Wrestle Dream where everybody was like looking around because Bryan Danielson, it was a murder attempt.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's the best way to describe that. Yeah.
It was a murder attempt.
Yeah.
And Daniel Garcia, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin were front and center of that scene. So a lot of people think that this could be a ruse that Daniel Garcia planned with those people or with Bryan Danielson. But who knows? I honestly am enjoying this new side of Daniel Garcia, so I want to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, without even watching this match, I can tell this was vastly different from the match that last time I saw Daniel Garcia and Shibata in the ring, which was at Ring of Honor for, I think it was the pure title. I always circulate this clip around to my non-wrestling friends just to give them an idea what wrestling was. It's the clip of Daniel Garcia doing his little dance in a circle around Shibata, his little gyrating of the hips and the arms up. And he's just in a circle. This was when he was in the JAS, okay? So this was back when he was more of a sports entertainer, and now very clearly that persona is gone. I heard he also debuted a new finish on Shibata, which was on a clip somewhere. I can't remember exactly what it was, but but I think that was the move used to finish the match. It was not something Daniel had used before.
Yeah. Regarding, I will look further into that.
Yeah, but regarding your maybe prediction that this is some kind of undercover operation, it's possible. We'll have to see. I mean, it's almost to me, it's almost like a long-term storytelling thing with Daniel being part of the Death Riders. Dates back
it's
to
it's an arm trap curb stomp.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay, I've seen. Yeah, where you flings. He's got both your arms, pulls you back, and it just stomps your head. Okay.
Yep.
So actually, I've seen that move used many times by many other people, so it's not that unique.
Yeah, it's not that unique. It's just something more vicious that he does.
But yeah, just going back to this whole idea of undercover. But I mean, a lot. It's almost like I was saying. They were trying to recruit Daniel Garcia into this group for some time, even way back when this group was called the Blackpool Combat Club.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was more of a Bryan Danielson idea originally, and then it just kind of, when the kind of chips fell by the way it did. I mean, you had Daniel Garcia wrestle Moxley like what 2-3 times, losing like 3 times in some of the most impressive performances that I've seen of Daniel Garcia against a former 4-time AEW World Champion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting idea. I don't sense like right now it's what's happening.
No, if it is a thing, it's early.
But yeah, but the way things are unfolding with the Death Riders now, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, no, we'll
with
talk more.
With all these additional members, is like maybe there is an opening for Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
The fact that he like completely ignored Menard on commentary gives me a sense that there's something going on there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But so I actually enjoyed this match for what it was. The next match was one of those matches that was the other match that was just randomly put together for no reason on this show. And it was Hologram teaming with Paragon, or I guess this is conglomeration adjacent. Taking on the Frat House. The Frat House, which is a college dorm-esque group of 30 and 40-something-year-olds drinking a lot.
Okay, Cole Carter's 25. Griff Garrison he looks 22. And Preston Vance was the only one that's in his 30s.
And Jack Jameson is like 38.
I don't like the name Jack Jameson. I think he should call himself Jack Jackson. Like that would be a much more appropriate name.
But yeah, this match was a nothing match.
It was nothing
the shortest match on the entire show. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of just the Paragon and Hologram destroying some.
Yeah, it's a squash. It's essentially a squash. This Frat House group is a comedy stable. It's not meant to be serious, and I mean, these are guys that were like thrown by the wayside and like picked up
all of them, literally all of them.
Yeah, for example, Jack Jameson, he is doing this group because his previous association with what was previously known as the Iron Savages dissolved for reasons that I don't want to get into. It's too real life for this episode. Griff Garrison, Cole Carter, they weren't doing anything. Preston Vance was formerly with the LIJ, LFI, sorry, and they just kind of dropped him.
So Griff Garrison and Cole Carter were a tag team on ROH that was managed by Maria Kanellis.
Yes. And Maria then got pregnant again, I believe. So she's on that leave.
Yes. And Griff Garrison hasn't done anything of note since Brian Pillman left.
Yeah. And Julia Hart and went somewhere else. I mean, of all the people from that original varsity athletes group. Varsity Blondes group. Sorry, yeah. She's the one the most over.
Yeah. Very, very Enzo and Cass result there. Carmella ended up being the most successful. And she's not even a wrestler anymore.
She's not even wrestling anymore. And then we'll look into her lovers / boyfriend / whatever.
Tag partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Preston Vance is the one that's the most unfortunate here because he was part of a big storyline that was basically the original coming out of Hangman with the Dark Order and stuff, and then the Dark Order just fell off after that, and we don't see them anymore either. They're unless you watch ROH. But yeah, all these guys are good to okay to good workers. They just are just doing this, which I guess you gotta have some people like that on the roster. But yeah, the Hologram and Paragon team won handily. The next match was probably the I mean, it was the only match that was promoted coming into the show before the Daniel Garcia match was created. It was a 8-woman tornado tailgate brawl, which is just another name for no disqualification 8-woman tag.
Mhm.
It was Harley Cameron teaming with Mina Shirakawa, Queen Aminata, Willow to defeat Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, and the Sisters of Sin.
Yes. Yeah. I only found out they were called the Sisters of Sin literally right now as I'm looking at this list of matches. Like, so there's the Triangle of Madness, and then within the triangle, it's the Sisters of Sin.
A subgroup.
So, yeah.
Yeah. This
I mean,
this match
why,
was a
why
lot of
don't?
fun.
Yeah.
It was
I'll
what
take
it was
your word
supposed
for it.
to
I didn't
be.
watch it.
Yeah, it was what it was supposed to be. Obviously,
Uh-huh.
it was just all these women just uh, throwing weapons at each other and doing stuff with the weapons. For some reason, a weapon that was used the most frequently was a cooler, and there was 2 of them, and they were used as weapons.
Okay.
But this match was fun for what it was. There wasn't a lot to talk about here. The baby faces got the win, which was surprising to me, but of course Penelope took the pin. So she's the fall person on that team. Um I hate that Queen Aminata move that people are saying like, "Oh, this is her Stephanie the Care spot," where she does the butt to the face thing.
Oh.
She
Okay.
she she puts her she puts her feet on her opponent's shoulders while they're sitting and rams their face into her ass.
This is who's doing this?
Aminata.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason the fans have taken this as the Stephanie Vaquer Devil's Kiss spot of AEW. And it's not the same.
No.
It is not the same at all.
I will say the Stephanie Fakir Devil's Kiss Booker T's Weird Obsession is a very unique move and is I feel like someone trying to duplicate it outside of WWE does it a disservice. And out
Well,
of like respect
but I mean,
for
it's almost not a
you should
duplicate
not try to
because it's a completely different move. It's
well,
like
they'll
you're
see
not
it. Well, they don't see it as like a Stephanie Fakir move. See it as its own move. I mean, it may suck right now, but it might just
no, but people are treating it like it's the Stephanie Vaquer spot of AEW, which I hate because it's not the same. It doesn't even look painful. You're just ramming your
you're
opponent's.
making me very curious about this. I'm actually gonna try to find this thing.
You've
Uh,
seen it.
I may have. I don't know. I don't watch enough of Queen Amanada. Was this called a butt move or what do you call it?
I don't even know what she calls it.
Yeah, let me see if I pull it up. Let's see. Nope, that is not. Yeah, that's not it.
Hold on, I'm gonna find the name.
Okay, I see it now. Oh,
Chocolate
okay.
Kisses. That's what it's called.
Chocolate
Chocolate
kisses. Yes.
Kisses.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, so it is very similar in posture, but definitely different in terms of the target rectal region that where the face is being directed.
So the fans took it upon themselves to do that stupid Booker T thing during that move,
Okay,
which
well, that's
which
the
I hate,
fans, dude. These
which
are
I
the
hate,
people.
which
Then you
I
hate them.
hate.
Then you basically hate wrestling fans, which is so
No,
funny to say.
no,
'Cause you are.
no. I don't hate fans. I hate that Booker T made this a thing.
Oh well, that's entertainment for you. Yeah.
So I don't like that spot at all. I don't think it's good. I don't think it makes her look good as a wrestler.
Oh dear.
That's just my opinion, but I understand completely. But either way, that's not the crux. That's not like the main thing of the match. That was just a thing I needed to say.
Well, there you go.
um, but everybody in this match looked good. I mean, all these people are great workers, and it was a fun match for what it was. We have talked about recently, a lot recently, about how there's been too many of these multi-woman tag matches.
Yeah, like what is going on? It was like this is just you're always telling me you really hate like them redoing the same match
Yeah,
week after week.
and they do this and I don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah, it was just bizarre.
Everybody keeps saying like, "Oh, it has to be to set up a woman blood and guts," but like,
That ain't happening.
where's the payoff of that? What are we building to if that's where we're going? Because every single week we get a $400,000 8-woman tag, and the team is different every time, and
Yeah, I find it
it's
so
like,
curious. There's all this money lying around. Apparently, like you just need to win a match and you just get like a massive payday. Yeah, like wow.
but on topic, I guess we'll talk about this here because I guess all of these people kind of fit into this
Mhm.
announcement.
Yes.
On Dynamite, following this show, we got
Tony
the
Khan had a major
announcement.
announcement.
We got told on this show that Tony Khan would have an important announcement, not a
Yes.
major announcement,
Okay.
an important. It's different.
Okay, fine, whatever. Tony Khan's an important announcement.
But that ended up being what we thought it would be, which was the announcement of the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, we presume this will be a tournament. We presume that there should. So they have enough people, and they could even bring people in that are part time that aren't contracted to do like a big tournament because they have a lot of women's groups.
Yes.
And a lot of women's duos. So they have enough people to do like a 16 team tournament. Even if you
Right.
bring in like the Hex or
Yeah.
like I saw Kid Bandit wants to team with Nyla Rose. You could do that. Like do something
So
out of the box. You have
yeah,
obviously have people that work there in the tournament, people who work there that win the tournament, but you could
right.
also have the Hex in this. You can
Yes.
have
Yeah.
people outside of the company in this tournament.
So what I'm seeing right now, technically speaking, there is at least 2 teams off the top of my head that I can consider an actual tag team. The Sisters of Sin,
Mm-hmm.
who probably are in the inside track to become the inaugural champions.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Bane and Penelope, who I will call Mega Ford because it's much easier than to say both their names.
Yes.
At this point, like, yeah, as for the team that actually won this tailgate, well, Harley, Mina, Queen Amanana, Willow Nightingale. Harley's kind of with Chris Statlander, but I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like, oh, do you want someone who's on this sort of singles run to be suddenly thrown into the tag division as well as they're
Yeah,
doing their
but they could
singles run?
also, but they
But
could
then you
also
got
put Harley.
Mercedes. Yeah,
You could also put Harley with Willow.
that might work too, actually. Mina
Um,
Shirakawa, I would put
she's
with
with Tony. She's with Tony.
yes,
So
actually,
do
actually,
that.
actually, that makes perfect sense. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And Queen Amanada, I don't know. To be honest,
You
whoever,
could put her with somebody, but then you have like um an idea that I heard, which I actually really like, is do like one team that's like a wild card team and
yeah.
make Amanana team with Tekla. Like,
Oh yeah, that concept was yes, I remember that concept.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
famously, Adam Cole and MJF were thrown together in a team,
exactly.
and then magic happened.
Yes. So you could do
Also,
something like that.
yeah, and as you mentioned, like wild cards or like people from outside, the former Caden Carter, now called
Yep.
Lacey Lane, which I think was her original ring name,
Yep.
was like tweeting at her former partner Casey Catanzaro, was like, "Hey,
Yep.
look, opportunities."
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean,
And
former,
of course you have Billy and Athena.
yes,
Mercedes is tweeting asking who wants to be your partner, like stuff like oh, maybe I go for number 10, her 10th championship or but yeah, I mean there's a lot of opportunity here. I think obviously at the before something else that happens on this show, we thought that we were building to Willow and Stat being a team again. but I don't think that's happening anytime soon. And of course, there's been the talks of possibly Shayna Baszler coming in to team with Marina.
So that's interesting. Shayna actually popped up last week at NXT Homecoming in a backstage segment.
Yeah.
As far as I am aware, she is she is doing some producer work behind the scenes.
I mean, I've heard reports that she's still not contracted though to do that.
So that would actually not preclude her from participating in this AEW.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Shayna would be interested in signing somewhere else as a wrestler, but obviously she would fit in perfectly.
Yeah,
with
it would
the
be
Death Riders.
Yeah, exactly. It would be kind of odd that, like, you have this new tag team title opportunity, and then Marina stand there, and it's like, oh wait, I'm not gonna go for that. No,
Yeah.
Let me just call a friend.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there, but I am obviously very intrigued to see how they set up this tournament, who's in it, how many teams, if there's any outside teams, which all of those things should happen. So we'll see. All right, so now we're on the main card and the opening match, which I enjoyed this match. I thought it was very good, but even before the match, we got some setup that was very, very Canadian.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I know exactly now. Yes. Cope and Christian were shown walking backstage. I believe they were like talking about the great
Maple
Canadians,
Leafs.
the Maple Leafs.
Yep.
And then they saw I think they saw a picture of Wendell Clark.
Yep.
And then Cope is trying to like get Christian excited, and Christian's just being a dopey asshole. And then who walks in? D man himself, Wendell Clark from the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Legend in hockey.
Yep.
I guess like Wendell's a fan, and it's just like like, oh, what? Christian did not look impressed.
Yeah, well, he didn't seem to care and this should be I mean, they're not going to say this in Toronto, but neither of these Toronto-born Canadians are Maple Leaf fans. And I mean, they say that they like if their team doesn't win, that Toronto is obviously their home, so Toronto's like their second team. But Christian is a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, and Edge is a New Jersey Devils fan. Adam Copeland. So there you go. But of course, they're from Toronto. They're they still support Toronto, obviously. So after that, they continue walking, and so I know about this show. I've never watched it.
I have seen it. It is something.
Yes. So there's a little known. I mean, not the little known anymore. It's very, very well known because it's on national Netflix. The Trailer Park Boys, which is a very, very Canadian, almost like Always Sunny in Philadelphia-esque show. And it's been going on forever. And one of their main characters shows up here, Bubbles. And
he's a Canadian actor named with the most generic name I've ever seen, Mike Smith. And yes, he plays a character called Bubbles on Trailer Park Boys. Okay, let me just explain this because I've watched this show. I'm not a big fan. I saw a bit of it, so I kind of understand it.
Well, you had to see it. You're Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, did you totally forget? Yeah. Okay. It takes place in a place called Nova Scotia, which, if you guys don't know where it is, it's sort of like it's north of Massachusetts, but think of Massachusetts if it was like even less landlocked than Boston is. But so you gotta and it takes place in a trailer park whole community, I guess, like one of those subdivisions that are all made of like trailers. And it's just like life on a trailer park where it's like managed by this half drunk trailer park supervisor by the name of Mr. Leahy and his assistant Randy, who for some reason is a fat guy, always without a shirt on. The main characters are the aforementioned Bubbles, who has like these massive 8-rimmed glasses,
Yep.
and two guys named Julian and Ricky, who always look like they're getting into facetious trouble, sometimes illegal shit.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
basically, the show's premise is them just life on the trailer park, them trying to get rich quick schemes. Mr. Leahy trying to catch them in the act, and then them getting back at Leahy. So it's like, yeah, like what you said, it's kind of like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it's shot it's a mockumentary, so it's shot in the style of
Yeah.
like The
The
Office
Office. Yep.
or Parks and Recreation sort of.
So they talk to him, and then
Yes.
a
So
couple.
Mike Smith makes a cameo talking to Cope
So
and Christian
so then they
as
keep
Bubbles.
walking. Then they
Yeah.
keep walking, and if you're also still we're still talking about this trailer park boys stuff. A
Uh-huh.
very niche episode, not even like a recurring character, just a single episode that was wrestling related,
Mhm.
where Bubbles had an alter ego known as the Green Bastard.
Yes. He's wearing a green luchador mask, green cape, and carrying what appears to be the former WWE 24/7 championship
Without the plate.
without the plates. I was like, I don't even know. Okay, that's way niche. Okay, I know Bubbles, but I didn't know
Yeah,
Bubbles did a wrestling angle in the
yeah.
show. So it's
I
like,
mean, I haven't seen the show that much, but obviously I looked into this, and it was a single episode about wrestling
yeah, it was very odd. Like,
in like 2004. This episode took place.
oh my god, wow, yeah.
So yeah, we got
It was
we got
really
the
out of place. It was really out of place considering where they were, the Scotiabank Arena or the Air Canada
yeah,
Center,
yeah,
where like hockey like took place. Like having
and
Wendell Clark there made sense.
basketball. Yeah.
Like I would have put in like a Toronto Raptor or somebody. Like I don't know, Vince Carter. Even though
Yeah.
Vince Carter, I believe Vince Carter's American, but he played for the
Yes.
Raptors for a very
Yes.
long time.
Yes.
Uh, but
I
yeah, the
mean, you could also
Bubbles
somebody
cameo was
current.
so odd.
Yes.
Like
So we
honestly,
got that.
I feel like it would have made more sense if like Big Boom AJ showed up and just went boom.
I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me,
Yeah, like that
but
was more
but
on brand with
but
like
but
AEW.
we had to go full blown Canadian here.
Yeah.
So then we got to the match, and the match was very good. Um, Cope and Christian came out separately.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this match, but a lot of people are very divisive about the finish, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So Stokely has been uh was being a terror in this match. He wasn't like getting involved a lot, but when he was getting involved, it was very noticeable. So at some point, the referee is like starting to notice, and then some music plays, and now I didn't think this was going to happen. So my initial thought was that the Green Bastard's coming out. That was my initial thought because we just got that setup. He said like, "Oh, if you need help, I'm there." Like
Oh, yes.
he
Okay.
said it. So I this song was just not the script. It didn't say anything that gave away who it was. It was just a song. And then on the screen it says Beth.
Hmm.
So that got a pop obviously cuz she had been mentioned in the last promo before the show. Um but I didn't think she was coming in. I don't know if she's signed or if this is just a one off. But so the former Beth Phoenix, Beth Copeland, showed up and she just clotheslines Stokely and carries him away. And we never see Stokely again until after the match. And then the match. So, all right. So I was enjoying the match for the most part, and I figured that Cope and Christian were going to win. However, Cope kicking out of 2 shatter machines, a spike pile driver, and like I think it was a bell shot. Like
Okay.
he kicked
Yeah,
out
then
of all,
yeah, I think I remember that. He got hit with the bell in the head with a bell. Wait a minute. I'm like,
he kicked out of all of this. Christian didn't even make the save. He just kicked out. And Christian got taken out by being slammed on a table. And yeah, and then they just like uh Cope got like a surprise win with a roll up. And it was fine, but that was just weird. Like why is he kicking out of everything? Cuz he's in Canada?
yeah,
Like
see, what happens when is that we are at the sort of cusp of the we are in the northern hemisphere, so there's like a alignment
yeah.
of the geopolitical axis, and
Yeah.
all Canadians
Mhm.
get a surge of supernatural energy once they're in the
Supernatural adrenaline once
yeah,
in Canada.
adrenaline when they're in the
Yeah.
vicinity of that
Yes.
polar axis combined with the Canadian shield, which is the
Ah.
sort of area in what do we call Northern Ontario. It's a
Okay.
it's a basically a large bunch of rocky terrain that's all the
Got it.
way across the northern area
Mhm.
of Canada. So it's a combining of like the aurora borealis, that kind of like all those
Yeah.
things align. I think that's what
Okay.
like Cope tapped into when he started
So
kicking out of everything.
you're saying that that this was supernatural.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like something called the Green Bastard show up, like I mean, was what I just said any weirder than like that previous
Yeah.
segment?
So after the match, FTR attack again, and well, this is after. So first
Mhm.
Nick Wayne comes out
Okay,
on
wait,
in a
yes, in a
wheelchair
wheelchair.
because
What is this
I
thing?
think he has a legitimate injury. I think he hurt his
Yeah,
ankle
yeah,
or his
yeah.
foot or whatever, and his mom wheels him out, and
Hmm.
then Kip Sabian shows up out of the crowd, and he helps FTR attack them, and they handcuff Adam Copeland to the ropes.
Hmm.
And while that is happening, um, Beth comes back out trying to get him out of the handcuffs, but Christian is in the ring, and Christian takes a spike pile driver. And then while Beth is in the ring now, and FTR is standing behind her, and she knows that they're there, and she looks at Adam Copeland and just turns around and tries to fight them by herself, but that doesn't work, and she also takes a spike pile driver. And then FTR leaves, and Adam Copeland is screaming for them to get him out of the handcuffs so he can help his wife. And that's that. So FTR lost, but got the heat back because now we're building to, I guess, a rematch down the line. Because on Dynamite, we get a backstage from this show uh, after the match where Cope tells Christian that he has to go because he has to be there for his family.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are speculating the reason that is because he's going to film Percy Jackson again. Uh, and
Yeah, that was the real reason, not what people were speculating that he was going to get a one-off permission to be one of
yeah,
John Cena's last opponents
yeah,
before
because
he retired, which
he's
would have
not
been cool, which would have been amazing, but
because he's not under contract with WWE's main competition that WWE is being super petty about.
yeah.
It's like he's under contract through next year. I don't think he plans to leave unless Christian leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, so he's going away to film something, and he basically told and Christian was like, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna stay here because I don't have any family."
Mm-hmm.
And Copeland was like, "Yes, you do," and shook his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're not gonna see Cope for a month or two or something because he's going to film. And I guess we're gonna see what happens with Christian, but we got nothing from him on Dynamite at all, other than that
No, in
video.
fact, we got more FTR on Dynamite
Yes,
where
so
they
we'll
tried to
talk about
explain.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a promo where they were saying that they were coming out to apologize for their actions, and they basically and Dax Dax says that he did not know that he was pile driving Beth.
Yes, he was blinded
his...
by. You know what he was blinded by? He was blinded by the aurora borealis that was shining down and trying to empower Cope, and then so Dax was like blinded. Oh shit, I can't see. And then so he picks up some random person who he doesn't somehow notice is about 90 pounds, maybe 120 pounds lighter than Adam Copeland.
His actual excuse was that his eyes were irritated and they were watering.
Oh
and
yes,
he couldn't see.
Yeah, that Toronto air is will do that to you.
So yes, and they basically like half-ass apologized and said like, oh, because they're heels, obviously, and the person that comes out is not somebody I expected at all, like literally at all.
Yeah,
it was Willow, and by herself. And nobody else.
Right.
So Willow is in the ring and she's talking about what Beth means to wrestling and what she means to women in wrestling, and what like somebody like Beth, who was on the bigger side as far as women go, what that meant for women like Willow, and that they should be ashamed for doing what they did and that they should apologize for real. And of course, Stokely, who hates Willow, gets in her face and they trade words, and FTR makes it look like they're going to attack her.
Well, didn't Willow slap Stokely in the face?
After Willow had slapped Stokely.
Yeah.
FTR makes it look like they're going to attack her, and then out comes for the save Jet Speed. Again, not the team I was expecting to back up Willow. I don't know who I would have expected to back up Willow, but I also didn't expect Willow to be here at all.
Yeah. It was like, okay, I guess Cope and Christian are gonna be away for a while. I'm saying both of them because Christian was not on Dynamite. Actually, a lot of people weren't on Dynamite, like on the show itself. But I was like, Willow comes out and it's like backed up by Jet Speed. Okay, so what are they gonna do? Oh, and then what are they gonna do? A 6-person tag with Stokely facing Willow and then FTR facing Jet Speed? Like,
that is something they would do.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to do that at some point.
It's just a weird pivot. It's just a weird pivot.
Yeah, again, it's not where I expected
any
of these people to go. Any of them. But we'll see. I'm sure that match, FTR versus Jet Speed, I'm sure would be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
But so we'll see. All right. Now, unfortunately, we have to talk about this now. And it's mainly about the match, the unfortunate side, not everything else. So, yes, the people involved, of course, it's Eddie Kingston returning after a very long injury, over, I think, 17 months or something.
Yeah, about a year and a half
being injured.
Yeah.
Had a really bad leg injury, multiple tears, and he's finally back, and everybody's been waiting for this forever because Eddie is so over with fans and what he means to fans and how relatable he is to fans. Big Bill calls him out weeks before this show, and I figured we weren't going to see Eddie at all until this show, which is what happened.
Because this started was like Big Bill just throwing a challenge out there, and he just randomly says Eddie Kingston. I'm like, Eddie Kingston? I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, how is this really done? Because it was just so random.
Yeah.
They just picked the fight with Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. Yes.
So when he said
obviously
that, I'm
that was
assuming,
to set
okay,
up the
Eddie's coming back.
match to
Yeah.
build. Yes. Yeah. So they set up for this match, and Eddie Kingston and Big Bill had the shortest match on the main show, and it was very unfortunate because, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Eddie was ring ready. I don't know how much ring work he did to prepare. I mean, people were saying that he was training with Cesar Bononi to get ready, which seems to be a theme with AEW. Um, with people coming back from injury, but we've seen multiple people come back from long-term layoffs and their first match back is bad. Rio's first match back was bad. Britt Baker's first match back when she came back last year was bad. Um, this is what happens. I don't know what it is with people coming back from injury and their first match back. They're like not fully prepared or whatever it is, but this match was just very slow, very plotting. I mean, Eddie did what Eddie does, but the finish was very unfortunate because he did the
So the two things I remember was Big Bill basically botching the black hole slam,
Mhm.
and then I think pretty much Eddie botched his finisher.
Yes. So
And
the finish was he went for the Hurricane spinning back fist thing that
yeah.
he does, and it looked like he barely hit him
Mm,
because it was in such an awkward position where Big Bill was like kneeling and Eddie was just out of place, and Big Bill just fell like he did get hit, and then Eddie just fell on top of him for the pin. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but I'm really hoping that Eddie Kingston's going to bounce back because after this match, um, Brian Keith, who commentary mentioned, Brian Keith had his first official match when he signed with AEW against Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Kingston gave him props for his hard work to get here. And Brian Keith attacks Eddie Kingston after the match, and they double team him, and then the lights go out,
mm.
and then the Hook signal appears, and Hook comes out. And Hook recently did a promo stating that him and the ops are on good terms, but he needs to go his separate ways and be on his own. Or does he? And my initial thought to that was that he was going to team with Orange Cassidy. Um, because Orange Cassidy was also due back.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll talk about that later. But so now Hook comes out to help Eddie Kingston. And then I thought about it. That's a pretty good pairing because they're very similar in like upbringing, very similar in like their backgrounds,
Yep.
and Hook can learn a lot from somebody like Eddie and definitely get better at talking. And yeah, I think it'll be an interesting pairing. They already announced a tag match between these four people to take place on the Collision that follows the Dynamite we just spoke about. So time of recording that is tomorrow. So it'll have happened by the time this episode is out. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm surprised that Eddie Kingston did not have a mic on Dynamite. Very surprised.
Yeah. I was like, he's like one of the best talkers in that company, if not in
Yeah.
wrestling, and they didn't let him talk.
Maybe he's gonna say something after the tag match on Collision. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
But
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, that
So
match was not the best. Good to see Eddie
unfortunate.
back,
Yes.
and unfortunately, it just didn't work out.
Yes. So after this, like the show really started to pick up. Like
Okay.
really.
Yeah.
So the next match. Oh, and all right. So we didn't know what this match was going to be, right? So
Right.
Mark Briscoe, MJF gives Mark Briscoe the opportunity to pick the stipulation for whatever match that Mark Briscoe wants, right? So
Yep.
immediately, and I think everybody and their mother went to the same place that I went to. Oh, okay. Well, whatever it is, he's going to make Max put the contract on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do that at all, which is so dumb. but
Exactly.
but either way, this was supposed to be a blow off of a feud that's been going on for a while. A feud
Mm-hmm.
that MJF wanted, a feud that has been pretty good, all things considered. MJF screwed Mark Briscoe out of getting an opportunity at the world title after Briscoe had done it to him in his actual title match, and they have been going back and forth for months now, getting personal about Jay, which obviously Mark allowed,
Mm-hmm.
and mostly because MJF was saying that Mark should have died and not Jay,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
which is unfortunate, but
Yeah.
um, we get the stipulation that Mark Briscoe selects is a tables and tax match, which is not something that has been done before. And initially, we were like, okay, so what is this? Is this a table match that includes thumbtacks? Is this just another hardcore hardcore type match with pinfalls? And that's what it ended up
Mm-hmm.
being.
Yeah.
Um, the main thing was that there was thumbtacks everywhere. They put 4 buckets of thumbtacks in each corner of the ring. And before the match even begins, Mark Briscoe just pours all of them throughout the ring. Like
Yes.
the whole entire
Oh,
mat
Matt was covered in tacks.
was thumbtacks. And Bryce Remsburg is out there wearing protective gloves and goggles.
Yeah, as one does,
As he
because he's
should.
not stupid.
As he should, right? Um, so the whole match, MJF to start the match, they're outside the ring because MJF does not want to get in there, obviously. And the tables are set up outside the ring, and MJF folds up the tables and puts them back under the ring.
That's what always trolling the audience. Screw you. We are not going
But
to be indulging in this type of behavior.
yes, so but of course, the whole match was building to them fighting in the ring with that mat of thumbtacks, and at one point, Max like pushed Mark's face directly into the thumbtacks, and like Mark just had thumbtacks everywhere on his head, the back of his head, like all over. And MJF, of course, was not wearing natural ring gear for this, which is not surprising. He was in street fight clothes, but he wore all white for the visual of the blood. And there was one point where, because Mark Briscoe was bleeding from the back of the head, at one point while Mark Briscoe was sitting on the mat, MJF was holding Mark Briscoe's head in front of him. So Mark Briscoe's blood is just getting all over MJF's pants. And it looks like he got his period because of where the blood was.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is hilarious because, of course, the internet attacked that immediately. I believe it was Sean Ross Sapp who sent a photo of just that picture of the blood all over Max's crotch area, and the description said "heavy flow," which is hilarious. But yes, there was a lot of blood here, a lot of thumbtacks. And yeah, there was the tables obviously got brought in later, and there was even some thumbtack chairs.
Yes.
Even though this was billed a tables and tacks match, we got some chairs in there as well.
Yeah. What
And
I noticed was that Max avoided like getting touched by the thumbtacks, for lack of a better word, for a good chunk of the match. I think Mark actually got the thumbtacks first, and then I guess hence the
yes,
bleeding.
yep,
Yeah, and then when it finally happened to Max, it was just like everybody was
yeah,
popping.
and you knew that Max was not going to do any face spots. He was just going to do back spots because
Yeah, because he's a Hollywood actor now.
as it's well known by now. Also, like the day before this,
Yeah,
he had an amazing match in Mexico against Mystico,
yeah, I watched that one. That was
which I highly recommend as well.
yeah,
But even before that, he's also filming a movie.
yes.
So he's filming a movie. Then he stopped filming the movie to go have the match in Mexico.
Oh, by the way,
And
he got
then,
married. He also got married, and then like literally a day after, he went over to and screwed Mark Briscoe
yeah,
out of the title match that he was gunning for.
yes. And
Um,
Alicia Toot has been tweeting a lot about how they haven't had their honeymoon yet.
oh well.
uh, yeah. And
Sorry,
she said
Toots.
she
Revenge
also
is more important than love.
yeah, that he essentially said that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Um, but yeah, so the finish of the match was a spot with the table that also, so they brought a table into the ring and they put thumbtacks all over the table. And Max was trying to do a tombstone off of the top rope into this table, but Mark fought it off and got basically did like a standing froggy bow to Max into the table,
Mhm.
and then also hit a J driller, and then got the pin.
Okay, I think that was the first froggy bowl, and then he climbed up to the top rope again and did another froggy bowl.
Oh, okay. So
And
he
then
did
he
another one.
finally did the J driller, which is what everybody has been waiting for to take place ever since this feud started, was for Max to
Yes,
take Jay Briscoe's old finisher.
of course.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm actually somehow found Victory Road streaming, and Ash by Elegance is in the ring in basically street clothes. For some reason, the TNA president, that Carlos Silva guy, is in the ring with Santino. And
Oh
she's about
boy.
to talk, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I
So,
digress. Okay.
Alicia Toot's tweet immediately after this match.
Yes.
Guys, I was really hoping we'd go on the honeymoon after All Out, but A, he might be dead, and B, if he's alive, he's got to go shoot the movie.
So either way, she's lost for
Yes.
now.
But on Dynamite, they showed a very good promo by MJF where he is talking after the match. He's still got thumbtacks in his body. He's got blood all over like his back and stuff. And
Yeah.
he's talking about how he doesn't feel like himself anymore and that he has to go away to repair himself and become a more ruthless version of himself, be the version of himself he knows he's supposed to be, because of course he wants to be the champion again. So he has to go away, obviously, because he's going to be filming a lot more frequently. That's why he's going away, probably for like a month or two, and to go on that honeymoon, I would assume. And then when he comes back, I'm sure he'll be right back into the going after Hangman swing. So yeah, I love this match. I thought it was a lot of fun. The next match, which I figured would be good. Okay, something's happening in TNA. What's happening?
It
You're
sounds like
muted.
Ash is. It sounds like
Yeah.
Ash is relinquishing the title. I don't know why she's relinquishing it, unless she's trolling all of us. But
Okay.
she's out here, but she's not in character. I feel like she's not in character. She's not dressed as Ash by Elegance.
This is Ashley Sabera talking.
Oh shit.
Oh, I can kind of hear that. That's kind of loud.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna mute myself.
All right. Well, the next match was a match that I figured would be good, but I didn't think it would be as good as it was. Considering all the parts, I guess it's not that surprising. But we got Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, now known as The Demand, along with a new theme song for their trio, which is just like Ricochet's theme remix with some like more like heavy rock in there. But it's cool. to take on the Hurt Syndicate, all three members of Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP.
Can I mention that the man came out dressed in like some anime related gear? It was like referenced. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
you just said
well, Ricochet's been doing that for a while. This one piece jacket thing, and now they're all doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Wow, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Ashley Sabera just relinquished the TNA Knockouts title. I don't know exactly why. It was I couldn't hear what she was saying. I did not expect that to happen. You know, we all heard about. We were before we were recording, we were talking about Masha Slamovich's issues. This was not expected. I don't know why. I don't know why this just happened. But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt our episode, but continue.
Yeah. So this match was a lot of fun. Had a lot of great spots. Everybody in this match was great. Even MVP, who doesn't wrestle all that often anymore. But yeah, everybody looked good here. Bobby and Shelton are just like ageless. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but like we talk about how wrestlers are getting a lot older in like their prime older, and like there needs to be more like 20 and 30-year-olds at the top of the card and stuff. But these guys who are 49 and 50 are better than almost everybody. Like especially Shelton. Like obviously Shelton has always been great, but he didn't get to show how great he was in the other place. He got to show it in Japan and ROH, but that was not on the scale that this is. And it's like they're only getting better with age. And they're like the only 50-year-olds that I want on the card like all the time. They're that good. And Bishop Khan and Toa Leona are also great. Everybody knows how great Ricochet is. Like, and he's just getting better with all this character stuff, and they're absolutely killing it. I was not surprised by the team that won, because I think it made a lot of sense for Ricochet's team to get this momentum, because they want the trios titles. It only makes sense for them to have them very soon, because the last two trios champions are just not defending the championship at all. Like, we were talking about for a long time that the Death Riders had the trios titles and never defended them. Then when Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs won them, we were like, oh, okay, now we're going to see the belts get defended more. And then
nope.
and then Samoa Joe had to leave to do press for Twisted Metal again. And they have only defended these titles one time since winning them. Ever. Which is crazy. Because we talked about for years, when they finally introduced these belts, you have so many groups. You should be able to book a trios division very well. And that is just not happening. And I don't understand why. And now the Death Riders want the titles again, this time with Daniel Garcia instead of Pac or Gabe Kidd. And it's like, are they going to just win them again? Or like, I don't understand. But either way, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they started this trios title run like very hot, right? You had the Elite win them first with Kenny and the Bucks. And then they had to relinquish them like 3 days later because of the CM Punk incident. And then the Death Triangle got onto them, and then they did an amazing best of 7 series between Kenny, the Bucks, and the Death Triangle. That was some of the most amazing in-ring work that AEW has ever produced. And then finally, like it was I think it was the Kenny and the Bucks won the titles back. And then you had good runs done by like the House of Black, I would say the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. And then it started going downhill when the Bang Bang Gang got a hold of them, who were at the same time the ROH 6-man trios champions, and they basically merged the titles or like unified them for a brief time. And then for some weird reason, because Jay White was injured, they just like said they had to like strip them of the titles, or at least one of them, and then they just went into another thing, and then it like went to like I think Christian and the Patriarchy for a
Yeah.
bit before like going to the Death Riders,
Yeah.
and then now to the Ops. I don't know, man. Like when we started talking about this, right? Like we're saying, well, they just bought Ring of Honor at the time. They have like a set of trios titles, and the kind of like the building blocks of a division there. Why don't you just keep these Ring of Honor trios titles and then maybe just rebrand them to be like to
Yeah.
be defended on both brands? And instead, they just created a whole new set of trios titles, and then we were like, okay, it looks good so far, but it's like, yeah, you mentioned it. There's a lot of these groups, but then it's like something about like women's tag titles and trios titles are not booked very well.
Mhm.
Uh, like I'm skeptical about these AEW women's tag titles because what
Of
I've seen
course.
in WWE and TNA, you either have the champions who are holding them, or like just one random team that got put together and are challenging them 2 or
Yeah.
3 times before they finally
So
win them.
that's why I'm hoping that this will be handled a little better, because we actually have a lot of teams. But the trios, they had that, and it just faded. And like I don't know what it's gonna take, but like if the demand do end up winning these at some point, I want them defended every single show. Literally. Like just have open challenges every show until you start a feud. Like do something to make these important. And I feel like that's what we're building to here. Obviously, I think we were supposed to get the demand having a trios title match on Dynamite, but Shibata was not cleared. I don't know if that was storyline or if that is real. Um, but this match was great. Everybody looked good in it, and I'm hoping that Ricochet, Khan, and Leona do win those belts and defend them all the time.
Yeah, yeah, they should.
All right. So we'll see what happens. We don't know what's going on with the Hurt Syndicate right now. There is rumors going around that the Hurt Syndicate is going to add members.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think they
Um,
kind of need to expand the group because
yes. So
MVP, we also forgot to mention that MVP was wrestling in a match that I think isn't this like his first match in AEW?
no, it's like a second or third,
Because I
but
was having trouble remembering the last time because he's been doing the manager role for so long that I had completely forgotten whether he tagged with Bobby and Shelton on any occasion. Like the one, not I mean in AEW, but like obviously in like Bloodsport, he did a thing with Josh Barnett.
yeah,
Yeah, that happened. But as for I don't know. That was just like the first time in a while that I saw MVP compete in the actual wrestling ring. And yeah, I mean, after losing, I think it was someone was commenting, or maybe it was MVP himself who was like tweeting it out. It was like, yeah, I need some younger people because I need to take a step back, but we need to add more people. And yeah, I don't know who they will add. I mean, you know, it'd be interesting if they add a female member to the Hurt Syndicate. They never did that before when in its
yeah,
previous incarnation. I mean, the most ideal candidate would be Cedric Alexander, but he's currently in TNA and looks
yeah.
like he's sticking
I mean,
around.
he's not signed as far as we're aware,
He is
but
currently he's tonight is
yeah,
weirdly competing in a triple threat match with the Rascals, as in Trey and Zach are gonna fight each other and Cedric.
yeah.
I don't know why that's happening.
So MVP has had let's see. Since leaving WWE, he has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches total. and 2 of them have been in AEW.
Oh,
The only other AEW match he has had was in uh January of this year, teaming with the Hurt Syndicate to take on Mark Briscoe and Private Party.
Hmm.
I don't remember that at all. But he does have random indie matches here and there. His last match before this was a singles match against Al Snow at WrestleFest in May. But yeah, he doesn't wrestle frequently at all, and it's because I guess the injuries have piled up. But there's speculation of who's going to join the group. People have thought maybe Private Party's finally coming back, and they're going to join. As you mentioned, Cedric is always a thought.
We
But
mentioned the Queen Amanada before. I mean, she's not with anybody. It kind of would
yeah,
make sense if they add
that
a
would be
female
different.
member.
That would be different. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all of these. Just to go back to what we talked about before, apparently Ash by Elegance is vacating because she is unable to compete,
Yeah,
and
I'm.
it's injury related that she might have to go away for a while. That, that
That's
that's
unfortunate.
that's what they're saying.
She just became the Knockouts World Champion,
We
and
don't know. Obviously, we don't know if this is a personal thing. Maybe but that's just what.
it's just a weird coincidence of events that her scheduled opponent is also has to take a break from wrestling for completely different reasons, and yet
Yeah,
the person that has the title, I was not expecting to relinquish it, right? So it was just like,
yeah. She basically said that she is no longer able to compete and is stepping away from in-ring competition.
hmm,
That's all we know so far.
interesting.
So, all right, let's get back to the matches on this show. The next match was the TBS Championship match. Mercedes Moné defending against Riho.
Uh-huh.
So this match, people were concerned, obviously, because Riho came back and her first match back was not great.
Yeah.
Um, but she really turned it around in this match. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Mercedes had a very odd entrance of just young boys, shirtless young boys wearing her championships.
Mhm.
Um and yeah, this match was a lot of fun. Mercedes I mentioned online like during this match, I think this is the first match that Mercedes has ever had where she was the bigger person in it. Like, because usually compared to like the people that Mercedes wrestles, she's always the smallest. And against Riho, obviously, she looks very like not very big, but a lot bigger. Because
Mhm.
Riho is not very big.
Yes.
You can ask Gail Kim about that. Um, but this match was a lot of fun. They looked like they worked well together. Rio really turned it around in this. I hope that she's around more because this seems to be happening with her a lot, whether it's injury related or she's doing other things. But she like comes back for these random feuds where she just gets a random title match because she didn't earn a title match here. She was just given one because it's all out and Mercedes needed an opponent. But I would like her to be around more and have matches and, you know, earn things.
Mm.
And even if you want to like bring somebody in from like stardom to team with her, or I mean, she has friends on the card. I think maybe if Sheeta comes back. I mean, we haven't seen Sheeta in forever because she's had visa
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um, so do something with them, both of them. I mean, obviously, once Sheeta is back, I hope she's back all the time. But the same thing with Riho. Like she's still very young. Obviously, she's been wrestling since she's like 9. So, and I think she's only like 28. But yeah, I thought this match was a lot of fun. Well, right now we don't know what Mercedes is doing next because she was not on Dynamite either. So yeah, we'll see. She has hinted at wanting the tag titles, as we mentioned earlier, but I really just want her to focus on this. And she's closing in on the longest reign. She's going to pass Jade Cargill, I think Cargill in like 20 something days or something. So obviously they want her to get that before she loses it because she has to lose it eventually. But so yeah, we'll see what happens. They haven't hinted at anything new for her yet, so all right. This is probably my favorite match on the show. Other than the main event.
So it would I would say other than the main event, you mean?
Yes. Other than the main event, this is easily this is easily my favorite match on the show. So they announced in the build to the show that there were going to be multiple matches that led to the competitors in this match. Kazuchika Okada defending his title against Michael Oku to get into this match. And Konosuke Takeshita had a random 9-minute match against Anthony Bowens. And Mascara Dorada and the Beast Mortos had a match on the most recent Dynamite, that 3-hour Dynamite before this show, to get here to this match, which, wow, was so good. Kazuchika Okada is finally back, back. Like, this is the Okada we wanted. This is the Okada, and he's doing it even better as a heel. Like, Konosuke Takeshita, we talk about all the time, is primed to be the face of this company at some point. Like, he's already
say, yeah.
I was just gonna say he's already he's already won the G1. He's doing everything like that Okada has done, or trying to do everything that Okada has done. And it would be like we talked about in the past about how, like, since he just won the G1 and he's supposedly going for the IWGP World Title before Wrestle Kingdom, that maybe it's building to them having a singles match in Japan, which would be crazy. And it would be probably the best match that they could do at Wrestle Kingdom. And then you got Mascara Dorada, who is also very young. I think he's only like 24, but he is amazing. Like, the things that guy can do, like, I never thought anybody could do. It's crazy how good he is at such a young age. And these guys just had so much chemistry. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I found the dynamic of this triple threat very interesting. Normally, when you have two wrestlers of the three that are in the same group or faction, you get the sort of like, teaming up of sorts. We didn't really get that. Okada and Takeshita clearly in this context of this match did not like each other. They were hitting each other as hard. Don Callis on commentary, I felt did a really good job trying to explain some of this, or just like, my guys are like healthy competitors. Not everybody likes each other. Everybody just wants to be the top guy. So yeah, sometimes it's good to let them get the steam out of get out of their system of sorts. So it's like, yeah, I thought this worked out very well. It's like, and Dorada being there, yes, I think provided that sort of like guy that can like do some of the high flying moves and provide some of those spots that was kind of needed. But yeah, I feel like the main story was like the focus on Takeshita and Okada, the tensions there, which were obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I loved the dynamic going in here. I love like Takeshita being able to shine in this position. He's gonna win this title or whatever the IWGP title at some point, or hopefully, or something. He's got another title run on him.
Obviously, we're building to the point where Takeshita is no longer in the Callis family.
He's outgrowing the group.
He's outgrowing the group. They're not treating him like the face of the group anymore. I mean, the group was built around him.
Yeah,
and
but he's still there. But now Don seems to be focusing on other people.
Well, and now that he has Okada there, it's like, oh, okay, I got the best Japanese wrestler ever. So I don't need to focus on you anymore. But
he's not openly expressing that. He's still saying Takeshita's still the alpha. He's still like a G1 winner. You know, he's
not saying that.
Yeah, but it's leading to that. It's gonna have to lead to that because you can't have two alpha males of this type, whether they're Japanese or not, in the same group, and like it's not gonna spill over. Nobody else within that, like that Don Callis family, is like can be equal to either of those two.
No,
like I'm still surprised that Okada is in this group because he's like he's just overlapping everybody else. It's like, you know, I mean, like you put Okada, Okada versus whoever.
It's the same thing when he was in Chaos. When he was in Chaos, it was Okada and everybody else. Like nobody else in that group was going to be successful as long as Okada was in it. So it's kind of like getting to that point here. Yes, Kyle Fletcher is a champion and is doing his own thing. And again, we'll talk about him later. But like, yeah, these two are on a collision course to have one of the best singles matches that I think we are ever going to see in the coming months, I would think. And like, yeah, I mean, they all absolutely killed it here. Takeshita and Dorada work well together. Dorada seems like he can work well with anybody. And I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised in the vein of Hechicero if Dorada ended up getting like a dual contract or something, because the guy's really good. So yeah, I guess we're building to, and as we mentioned earlier, like Konosuke Takeshita is trying to do everything that Okada has done. He's won the G1. He wants the IWGP World Title. He wants to be a better champion than him. And also the C2 is coming up. So it would make a lot of sense for those two to face in it, whether it's in the finals or not. I mean, we talked about this in the past, about how Takeshita should win the C2 and beat Okada.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense to get there. So I think that's what we're building to. Whenever they announce that they're doing the C2 again, they usually start it in, I believe, like November.
Well, it's taking place in London this time, isn't it? Or in the UK?
I don't even remember.
That's what I heard from like the announcements. They're saying they're planning to do it in Europe this time.
Huh. Well, yeah. I guess we'll see what happens.
I might be wrong. I don't know. Like that's what I heard. So.
All right. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yes, Okada did retain here as we expected he would, and as we expected he would, he pinned Dorada because that was the main reason that Dorada was in this match.
So I feel like Takeshita hit a raging fire on Dorada, and then Okada like came and swooped in.
Yep.
You know, and then went in there, did his Rainmaker, and then pinned Dorada, just so he can say, "I beat the guy, not you."
Yep. And of course, Don was on commentary for this, and like Danielson and Excalibur, and I think Taz was on this match, were like talking to him, like, "Oh, like, well, what are you gonna do if there's got to be tension between your guys, and I don't care who wins, like, as long as somebody in the Callis family wins, everybody's happy." Like, yeah. But yeah. So obviously we're building. Konosuke Takeshita is going to get sick of Okada. Okada
Right.
already doesn't like Takeshita anyway. So yeah. Well, we're getting there. It's slowly but surely it's happening.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are. The coffin match.
Okay.
Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Now, initially, going into this, I thought there was absolutely no way that Jon Moxley was winning this match. Mainly because I thought that once Jon Moxley lost this match, that it would be over. But what do I know, right? So they had this match, and the coffin they used in this was very flimsy because they like beat the shit out of that thing to the point where it couldn't close.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember Darby's earlier coffin matches. They were in like wooden
Yeah,
coffins, right?
yeah.
Yeah. This one
So
was like the casket. It was more like a
yeah,
casket than a coffin.
yeah. And they did a lot of moves on it, and it was just dented to all hell to the point where like it just couldn't like close completely. But this match was a lot of fun as I expected it would be, and these guys work well together. Of course, this has been talked about a lot, but I think ever since Moxley lost the championship, the Death Riders have been better than ever because it feels like they have an actual goal now, which is what we thought their goal was going to be before, which is to like build around Moxley with younger guys and to take out guys like Darby instead of holding the title hostage and having bad matches. I mean, Mox wasn't having bad matches. It was just there was all the interference and everything in every single match. It was just getting very monotonous and very boring. But I think this is the most interesting that this group has been in a long time, considering I love everybody in it. But and then you add the wrinkle of the return of Pac. So when Pac showed up here, people were very confused about who was in the ring
Yeah, because he got a
because
hair, because he got a very nice haircut. Looked like one of the
yes,
missing Beatles. I mean,
and
I
he
was
was
like,
wearing clothes.
he was wearing clothes. He was actually dressed like a Death Rider. He was not dressed like a
Yes,
wrestler. He's like
because
finally broke.
as
He finally broke, and he finally accepted who he is.
yes,
He's a Death
so
Rider.
as as everybody knows, the term full gear and the show was started because of Pac, because he was feuding with Hangman, and Hangman would always acknowledge that everywhere that, that Pac went, he was in full gear all the time, no matter where he went. So that's where full gear came from. It was
Oh
from
man,
Pac. That was from Pac
the
wearing
streak
his
is
ring,
the
just
streak is
wearing his
over.
ring gear everywhere. So now he shows up here and he's wearing actual like clothes, and he's looking like a short Wade Barrett, like with a beard.
Oh
and
man,
but I love that he's back. I love that he's still part of this group, especially now with the way this group is being handled. And yeah, he helps Mox win this match by giving Darby a razor's edge over the top rope and onto the coffin.
huh. I mean,
Which,
well he survived Mount Everest. At this point, you might as well do
yes.
whatever to him. You survive
Oh,
anything.
well, of course. And there was some, some stuff that, Mox seems to be doing in every match now. Darby introduced a fork, and I believe he stabbed Mox in the ear with it, and repeatedly
Yes, yes.
repeatedly stabbed him in the head with it, and yeah, there was a lot of, and Darby jumped off of stuff a bunch.
Yeah,
But this match was fun for what it was, and
right.
it was to build for what happened after.
Right, because
So
I remember more what happened after this match was over, which I have to like really talk about a little bit because it didn't make sense to me. So yeah, we have this match. Afterwards, they do a segment where okay, this is how the match ended, right? Mox like gets the lid on. Well, he barely survived. He was like out so much that Pac had to help him, and then finally, when you got Darby in the coffin, Mox said you use his foot to close the lid, and
yep,
because that was the only body part you could move apparently. And then
yep,
afterwards, they basically did the Undertaker spot where like the other Death Riders acted as the Druids carrying Darby away in the coffin.
yep.
Then they go to the backstage segment.
Well, they put him in a body bag
They
in
put
the
him body
coffin.
bag in the coffin, and then Mox is like, I've got to say my last rites to Darby. He fought a good fight. What a true warrior. That kind of stuff. And then he tells the rest of the Death Riders, get in the pickup truck. Leave me alone. I got this. And then he
Yeah,
tells the cameraman to leave, which makes no sense to me because this whole time, this group has always been by Moxley. Marina's never left his side until this moment. Moxley's like, he keeps talking. Lid bursts open suddenly, and Darby just beams Moxley with the lead pipe he was using earlier in the match.
yeah,
He then hits Moxley again with the pipe, puts Moxley in the body bag that he was in, and then was about to, I guess, deliver the killing blow, another shot with the pipe, when he saw something on the table, and then he grabs what is a butane lighter and lighter fluid. He has Moxley sipped up in that bag. Darby says something to the effect of, okay, you want to burn AEW to the ground? Well, here it is. Why don't you have a taste or something? And he sprays like the back of Moxley's the body bag with Moxley in it with
yeah.
some of the lighter fluid,
Moxley's
lights it on
ass was on
fire,
fire.
and then starts spraying the lighter fluid. So there's like a flame, mini little flame forward
Yeah,
a blast before the fire extinguisher quickly um
yep,
puts the fire out and like secure it at the restrained Darby. So they did another fire spot again with Darby, this time on
yes,
Mox. And then yeah, so this was like I think even more memorable than even the coffin match itself. And Pac returning. But yes, this post-match spot that didn't make sense to me because why did the rest of your group leave you alone by yourself?
yeah,
After all the time you were like they never left you. Marina is essentially Mox's surrogate wife. It's like,
hmm
it just didn't make sense. And then like he come out
yeah,
later and then Mox is acting like nothing's happened. Oh yeah, I got lit on fire, whatever. And then
yeah. On Dynamite,
right. They
so
had a post crap, what was
a
it?
thing
Oh,
after the main event, a thing after the main event,
thing
which
after the main event,
we'll talk
which we'll
about
talk
that.
about later.
But
Yeah.
but Darby comes out after this thing and has a flamethrower.
An actual flamethrower, like the flamethrower
Yes,
he used on Jack Perry way back
yes.
when.
And
Yeah.
he's just spraying it,
Yep.
and the Death Riders are there, and he's like walking towards them with it,
Yep.
and he basically
Because yeah,
just backs
because
them off, and they
nobody.
leave, and he gets back on the mic, and he's like, I'll never be done with you until till I finish you," and he challenges him to a I Quit match at Wrestle Dream, which
Yes.
is not where I thought that was going.
I thought it was gonna be
uh,
an inferno match at this point. Like you're using fire so much. Like why are we doing the inferno match or even
yeah,
the exploding? How about the exploding mine match where like it's surrounded by like landmines?
the
Yeah,
exploding
the
barbed
exploding
wire
barbed
match.
wire.
Yeah,
How about the barbed wire on fire surrounding the ring
yeah.
mat? Like
So
whatever.
somebody suggested the exploding barbed wire death match, and then I remembered that that match was in front of no people. The one that he had with Kenny, the crowd was empty. So
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're going to do that ever again.
Yeah. I don't want to
Uh,
interrupt. I hate to interrupt. This is so weird. Um, with Ash relinquishing the Knockouts title, apparently there's a battle royal, and the final two people left in the ring will now face each other tonight, and it's Lei Ying Lee versus Kaylani Jordan from NXT. They will for the Knockouts World Championship, and the special guest referee is Indy Hartwell. Okay.
None of that makes any sense to me.
Well, Indy's got a title match at Bound for Glory.
Okay,
but yes,
so she's
I don't
going...
know why she needs to be as a guest referee.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Obviously, yeah. So John.
Sorry, that was just I just thought to bring it up because we were just because I randomly talked about it. It's just a weird situation. But yeah.
So Moxley and Darby are having a rematch at Wrestle Dream in an I Quit match. So
and hopefully because that would mark at least 1 year since like Moxley beat Danielson, ended his full-time career, and that's when all this started, really. Right.
Yep.
This is basically a year-long feud. You know.
Also,
adding in some summiting at Mount Everest time.
I forgot to mention this. So before this show, Bryan Danielson had a sit-down interview with Darby, and
we totally forgot to mention this.
Yes, yeah. So Danielson had a sit-down interview with Darby and told him he knows that this is personal for Bryan, but I need you to promise that you won't get involved. And it was because of this that a lot of people were like, so wait, Darby doesn't have any other friends? He told Bryan Danielson not to get involved, but he can't ask anybody else to help him. Like
that is very odd.
And but Bryan Danielson ended up getting involved somehow, not physically.
Yes, he whispered something to Darby and asked him to promise.
He asked Darby to promise him something, and didn't tell us what that was. Commentary.
Well,
we found out what that was.
It was basically attempted murder number 2.
Well, all right. So this is connected because we talked about this. We talked about this earlier. John Moxley attempted to murder Bryan Danielson in that Wrestle Dream match with a plastic bag, and then at All In, when Mox tried to do the same thing to Hangman, that is immediately when Bryan Danielson showed up as that spot was being set up.
Mm-hmm.
And then after this interview, while they're outside during the match, while Danielson is on commentary, he hands a duffel bag to Darby. And Darby just pulls out a plastic bag and tries to murder John Moxley with the plastic bag. And commentary is then immediately like, oh, you said you weren't getting involved, Bryan. I was like, I didn't get involved. I just handed him something. Technically, I did not get involved because I didn't do anything. So yes, he tried to do the spot. And the thing that made this even like creepier looking is the fact that Mox was bleeding. So while he was doing this, the blood was just getting all over the bag. But yes, it was after that spot that Darby was attempting to win the match, and that's when Pac showed up and all the things that we discussed. So with Wrestle Dream coming up, I wonder if Bryan will try to get involved again somehow, or since this is an I Quit match, everybody's going to get involved. If that happens, I hope Darby has more than Bryan Danielson as a friend. I presume the Ops will probably also be involved if that happens. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. Now we're at the surprise of the night, I think. It is the Fatal 4-Way Women's Championship match. Toni Storm defending against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. So this match was just randomly put together because Toni Storm was in one of those aforementioned random 8-woman tag matches that seemed to keep happening, and all of these people were also involved. And for some reason, she just singled out these three people and was like, you get a title shot, you get a title shot, and you get a title shot. No reason whatsoever. It was just like, oh, we got to get Tony on All Out.
Well, Jamie gets one because it's sort of like
Yeah,
unfinished business with Tony, because Tony's
of
the one
course.
who took the title off
Yes.
Jamie, I think.
Yes, of course. So there was story for that. But like, even in the build to this match, Chris Statlander did an interview before this show and was like, I don't know why I'm here. I haven't done anything to earn this. I didn't earn this. And Tekla, who didn't say anything because at the time on the 3-hour Dynamite before this show, she had a fight with Queen Amanada, which is very. Tekla was the only person in this match that had a match on Dynamite before this pay-per-view. Everybody else did not. But this match was a lot of fun. It was very short, considering for a Fatal 4-Way. It wasn't even 12 minutes. It could have been a lot longer, I think. But it was great for what it was. Everybody in it looked great. Tekla has acclimated great to working in America. She's one of the better characters in the women's division right now. I mean, and everybody knows how good Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter are. And Chris Statlander ends up winning this match, which surprised everybody, because I think everybody kind of expected that Toni Storm was just going to retain here, because if anything, we thought that Athena was going to be the person to randomly defeat Toni Storm.
I want to point out specifically, not only did Chris Statlander win the match, he won with a roll-up called the
Seatbelt.
The seatbelt, which is used by her former best friend, Wheeler Yuta, as well as her other friends, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor from the previous group. They've been doing this thing where Wheeler Yuta has been like popping over, trying to give advice to Statlander. Moxley's kind of gotten involved at one point too.
Yep.
But it was like he comes in, whispers something to Chris, looks like he's trying to give her advice, and she's like just shoos him off. But then she ends up using his like seatbelt finisher or roll-up pin.
Yeah.
And so people were like, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, my other friends, Orange and Chuck, also used it.
So and Bryan Danielson, who was on commentary for this, and is been very adamant that he hates Wheeler Yuta, and talks about like when he's like, oh, that was a very, very good pin, and other commentary was like, well, she used that because of Yuta. And Brian's like, oh, I don't care. An effective pin is an effective pin.
Yeah.
Like, because Brian just loves wrestling, which is, I agree with him. But, so Chris gets the win, and she pinned Toni, which was even more surprising.
Yeah. Usually, if you're going to do a Fatal 4-Way where the champion loses the title, it's like they're not involved in the final decision.
Yes, and Toni was obviously very shocked by the result, and to the point where she had like a look of like, just absolute like shock on her face. And we didn't see her on Dynamite either, not even a video, nothing. So there's speculation on what's going on with her, because the last time she won, the first time she lost the title, she like went into madness and became Timeless Toni Storm, and then the stuff with Mariah, which was great, and so a lot of people are speculating like, oh, maybe she's gonna go through some kind of transformation again, or she's just gonna come back and be in the tag title situation, which I think is what should happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think this should also highlight the fact that they probably trust Chris enough because she's been there like almost since the beginning. Like I
yep,
remember when her gimmick was like about she's an alien from outer space. I was like, okay,
yeah, yep,
quirky, but I didn't see her at that point as that much championship material. And then she comes back and she beats Jade Cargill for the TBS title. I was like, okay, yeah.
yep,
The
and yeah, and
this whole
as you
thing with
mentioned that,
Willow, and then she kind
yeah,
of just spiraled a bit and kind of like
well,
fell by
yeah,
the wayside a
and
little.
we talked about how we thought that like, oh well, obviously they have to be building to something here with the Death Rider stuff. They had to be building to something, right, where Willow and Chris just become friends again. But it's clear that that's just not where they're
No,
going.
and
It's not where they're going right now.
let's mention what happened on Dynamite. Very interestingly enough, she was in the main event of this past Dynamite against oh crap, I forgot who Chris Statlander was facing. I can't believe this. Oh my god, sorry, I'm fritzing out here. I should have known. I should know who Chris Statlander was wrestling this past Wednesday because it was the main event. I only noticed that because I was like, why is this
Mina.
Mina? Yes, that's right. She was defending the AEW Women's title against Mina Shirakawa. Match is over. Wheeler comes out, gives her a hug, but suddenly all the Death Riders show up, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Right? And then this led to basically one of the best like spots I've ever seen. It wasn't a wrestling spot; it was just a segment. Wheeler's like holding up Chris's arms in triumph. It looks like Chris Statlander's joined the Death Riders. And then suddenly she just turns around and clotheslines the shit out of Wheeler. He then looks more shocked than hurt. And then she walks right up to Mox, puts the middle fingers right up to his face, and then just bolts out of there with Harley.
Yep. It was very
Mox, even though Mox is as bad as he is, he's never gonna put his hands on a woman.
Yeah. It was very
like, oh my goodness.
It was being compared to when DDP teased joining the NWO, and he didn't obviously didn't.
Yeah.
But it was very similar to that. I thought it was great. It was well done. In the presser of the pay-per-view, Chris Statlander was asked who she wants to defend against next, and she said Tony Storm. Outright. Just said, I want a singles match with Tony Storm. So I feel like we're probably going to get there quicker first. And yeah, Chris did the thing where she's not joining the Death Riders, which I think is great. I think there was speculation people thought she was going to do it because of the Willow stuff. But she's with Harley now. So that's fine.
I was like back to the AEW tag title situation.
Yeah.
We might be looking at another situation where a singles champion is competing in the tag division.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen. But
yeah. I wonder what they'll do is like they'll originally pair Stat with Harley, and then something will happen to Harley, and then Harley will be insisting that Chris compete in this tournament, and then she's like, there's really only one person you can turn to.
Yeah.
And then it's Willow.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense, I guess. We'll see. But it's very cool that Statlander is now the only person to ever hold both the TBS and World Championships. So great honor for her. Yeah, and it's just really cool that she's finally at the top because she definitely deserves it. She's definitely earned it after everything she's been through with both of her knees. Because there was a period there where she couldn't stay healthy because she just kept tearing her knees. But yeah, it's really cool that she is where she is now, and I hope that she continues to flourish and get better and have great matches. And we could see her having singles matches with everybody else in this match, and I think they would all be great, especially Jamie Hayter. And yeah, I mean, Jamie Hayter is just one of the best wrestlers ever. So, all right, the co-main event, which was a fatal 4-way ladder match that was set up very randomly by just random qualifying matches. But you had Brodito defending against the Young Bucks, Jet Speed, and Don Callis family members Hechicero and Josh Alexander.
This is also the other impromptu match involving Canadian talent, by the way.
Yes,
Josh Alexander
yes.
from Toronto, Mike Bailey from Montreal.
Yes. Now this is just me, and this is just a nitpick of mine.
Okay.
I hate Don Callis's intro of Hechicero. Absolutely hate it.
Please explain. Is it because he's actually botching all the Spanish, or is it the angle of Don's face?
It's the face.
Soy Hechicero.
Yeah. Yes. I hate that. I wish it would stop. I don't like it at all. It's not for any particular reason.
The camera, man. I don't know what Don is like saying. He's like, "Cállate." That means shut the fuck up in Spanish.
Yeah.
Listen to me now. I want to introduce the greatest Mexican wrestler ever. Better than El Santo. More prestigious than Mil Máscaras. And it was just like, he should go back to just doing these intros. Like, better than Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio combined. Yeah. I am, however, like, I look at that and then I look at the intro. Greatest Canadian wrestler, Josh Alexander. And I was like, man, there was not as much energy coming from Don, who's also from Canada, for his like fellow countrymen. That he must really love doing the Hechicero.
Yeah, but he's from Western Canada.
No, we're all one country, man. One economy, one nation.
I know. So anyway, yes, this match was a lot of fun as expected. The Young Bucks always kill it in ladder matches. Jet Speed always kill it in pretty much everything. But are you surprised that Kevin Knight is great at ladder matches? Are you surprised?
No. I thought he was always doing ladder matches. I thought he was used to doing ladder matches.
And like I talked about this offline with you, but like I feel like ladder matches hurt a lot more when you don't wear shoes. Like,
so they were saying that because Bailey was not wearing shoes, he's got better grip on his feet that was allowing him to like stay on the ladder better or something. But yeah, I mean, another thing I was surprised about was that being like, Josh and Hechicero, two technical guys, being in this match seemed a bit out of place, but they did pretty well. Like I remember that one spot where I think it was Hechicero who, like, or maybe it was Bandito, I can't remember. One of them was a really bad, nasty spot. Oh, it was Hechicero. I think it was with Bailey. And Hechicero got his fingers caught in the ladder or something.
Yeah.
Bailey did his ultimate weapon knee drops or
on a ladder that was draped.
And that's just one of those things where like, Mike, you're on the ladder, grab the belts. Instead, no, I'm going to half kill myself.
Yeah, that's the thing that obviously takes people out of ladder matches a lot. That like a lot of times people will have like a very clear opportunity to win, and they just take the time to do a spot, which it doesn't bother me that much. That's like the psychology of ladder matches, I guess. Like you gotta, because you know that like somebody else is going to show up to stop you, so you have to do something else. But and wasn't there a point where like Hechicero did a Mexican surfboard on a ladder that was draped or something?
Yeah, that might have happened, I think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
And of course, like Brodito did the John Morrison spot where he had a ladder and did a moonsault to the outside, which is always crazy looking, onto a pile of guys. There was a point where like the Young Bucks set up that spot that they do where they have their opponent like draped on the ropes and then do a swanton. But it was Brody holding the ladder while Bandito was laying on it because he didn't want to drop the ladder and hurt his partner. So
wasn't this the one where like in the press conference after Brody said Bandito climbed up on the top turnbuckle, asked me to
Yeah.
hand him a ladder.
Yeah.
Bandito picks up the ladder and then tells me, "This is gonna be fucking awesome." He
Well, yeah,
holds the ladder. And this is what you're talking about. He holds Bandito's got the ladder.
moonsault,
He
yeah.
moonsault. Yeah, okay, that was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, sorry.
But then there was,
Oh, that was
as
wrong.
I was saying, there was that other spot where
Yeah.
Bandito was laying on the ladder, and the ladder was
Oh,
on the
okay.
apron, and because Brody was holding the ladder while Bandito was laying on it, so he didn't want to drop the ladder because then he would have hurt his he would have hurt his friend. So Nick just did a swanton onto Bandito while Brody was holding the ladder.
Okay. Right.
It looked dumb when it happened, but I thought about it. I was like, well, if he drops the ladder, he's gonna hurt his friend. So but then his friend just got hurt more because Nick did a swanton.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So but yeah, there was some scary stuff. Like apparently Hechicero had to get looked at from like that spot that you were talking about. And there's always something in these matches that it looks worse than it actually is, I guess, just because there's a metal ladder involved. But the Young Bucks, I don't think it's possible for the Young Bucks to have a bad ladder match. Like every ladder match I've ever seen them in has always been great. Brodito ends up winning. I think the only other team that possibly could have won was the Young Bucks, but because they're building this whole thing up where yes, they have the
$500,000.
Yeah. Between them or whatever, and Nick is gambling all of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's getting his winnings back. So
yes,
gambling successfully or unsuccessfully. Yeah.
Yes, and they've brought back being the elite. In a very more not as pronounced version. It's just the Young Bucks. There's nothing else going on. There's just the Young Bucks traveling stuff again, but they're also like they're walking around with the bag of money, and Nick is gambling, and Matt is trying to be frugal, and and Nick is like, oh, we got to go to the most expensive restaurant at the top of the tower, and which is what they did. They went to the most expensive restaurant at the top of the tower.
Okay.
And got the most expensive thing on the menu. And the whole time Matt is looking at the camera, like shaking his head. And Nick is like, no, we're fine. We got the money. Like, and in the past couple of weeks, they have been teasing on being the elite, the thing that happened after the match.
Yeah, so aside from all the crazy spots, this is the one thing I remember that happened afterwards.
Yes. So on one of the episodes of Being the Elite leading to this, Matt got a message got a phone call from Jack Perry, but didn't answer the phone. Mm-hmm. Then he got a letter that had a knife in it. And he was like, it was essentially like, next time you want to stab me in the back, use this, or something like that. And so that was leading to what happened here. So after the match, for some reason, the Young Bucks are still in the ring. And Jack Perry shows up. No pomp and circumstance. He just shows up.
Yep.
Yeah. And they are not happy to see him, and they attack him.
Yep.
And give him.
Well, I'm trying to remember who attacked who first. I think it was Jack who attacked.
Well, I think he tried to go after them first by himself, but then they obviously got the upper hand because it was 2-on-1, and they hit a super kick, and then they were setting up to do a BTE trigger, which the move is now called once again. And the lights go out.
Well, Jack just smiles at the both of them, and they're like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And then the lights go out.
Yes. So the lights go out, and we see a video of him in a graveyard
Mhm.
digging, and then he's got a coffin dragging in the street behind the car,
Yeah.
which is probably doesn't feel very good. I guess it doesn't matter if he was quote unquote dead, but then we see the same video from a different point of view that we saw to set up the return of Luchasaurus, which we all speculated the person that was bringing him back to life was Jack Perry, and that is exactly
So So as I recall, the first time that video was shown was when I think Nick Wayne, the
Nick
Patriot,
announced his injury. Yeah,
announced his injury and says, "Yeah, I got a perfect replacement." And then they showed that video. But yeah, they showed the same video again, but this time they showed the angle of who was reviving him. It was Jack.
Yes. So then the lights come back on, and the
And
Bucks are still looking at him,
yes.
and then the camera pans, and Luchasaurus is behind him. Now, this would have been a lot more impactful if this was the first time Luchasaurus had come back. But
I was like, "Hey, buddy, good to see you again." Wait, what? You're back with Jack now? I thought you were with Kip and Mother Wayne and Nick.
They were doing the thing where he didn't like being around them, and like
yeah, they did it. Yeah. So they finally did the thing where he split off from them. It was kind of awkward.
This was still cool considering that they're like an AEW original tag team. And
we got the moment where he was still wearing the Kill Switch belt.
Yes.
He takes off the belt. He just screams, punches the belt and then throws it into the crowd. So some lucky fan now has the Kill Switch belt as a souvenir.
And Jack Perry told him to throw it away.
Yeah, and then they hug. And
even before the music starts playing, the fans were doing the chant.
Yeah, they started chanting.
So they knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But as soon as they hug, Tarzan Boy starts playing again. And so Jurassic Express is officially back. And I guess now he's once again going by Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna shave the beard off and let the hair down again.
Yeah, but he did a promo video on Dynamite. Because they're making their official return to Dynamite on the 6-year anniversary of the show next week.
Okay.
But they did a video on Dynamite, and he didn't sound like a babyface when he was talking. But it was very very dark-ish, but he was still like talking about like how like people are getting he said some quote that apparently Luchasaurus said about himself when Luchasaurus was on Big Brother. He had some quote that Jack Perry actually quoted in this promo. I had no idea about that. I heard about it later because I don't watch Big Brother. But yeah, this this video did not fit the wholesomeness of the reformation of the tag team.
So what I feel like is this a swerve that they're actually together again, but in a darker version of themselves from before?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd be okay with that. But if that was the case, then Tarzan Boy would not fit.
Yeah.
So
like, and they're feuding with the Bucks, I guess. So like, what's that leading to? Like,
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna see officially what the deal is when they make their official return to Dynamite next week. So we'll see. But it's very cool to have Luchasaurus back. I guess we'll talk about this here. So Mark Briscoe did a promo later in the show after winning the match against MJF, where he was hanging out with all of the conglomeration and Paragon, and the whole time Mark Briscoe is talking, Kyle is on the phone. And he says that he's not done. Mark says he's not done with the Don Callis family. And he wants a match with them. So they have a match. set for Dynamite. And when Kyle gets off the phone, Mark says, "So is he in?" And Kyle replies, "All he said was whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So then we get to Dynamite, and Mark is doing another promo and being very obvious about
who it is.
who the partner is. He's like, "Oh, maybe I could squeeze something out of this Don Callis family, and oh, it's getting kind of bright in here, so let me put these shades on."
And then Orange, you're glad to see me, or some line like that.
Yeah, and then Kyle quote unquote forgets Alicia's name, and he says something else, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, where is my mind? Alicia." So they were being very heavy-handed about who it was, even though Taz still did not know.
Yeah,
Surprisingly.
and so the way it happened was also interesting. Don Callis I think he was supposed to unveil the latest painting depicting a member of the family. I don't know who it was, but they were showing the paintings of Takesha,
the past paintings.
So as the centaur where Don is riding him shirtless, and then Kyle wearing nothing but the TNT championship. And then there's our latest painting of probably Okada or like naked or something. And then out pops Orange Cassidy, and Don has this just absolute look of disgust on his face. It's like, of all the people I hate most in the world, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. So Orange Cassidy is back, and very clearly Mark is going for the TNT title, I would think. They had Orange Cassidy, Hologram, and Mark Briscoe take on Kazuchika Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, and what was it? Josh Alexander. Oh, Hechicero, yeah. And they won because they pinned Hechicero.
Great, yeah. Another. I don't even remember whether that Big Take and Okada even tagged each other. Like that's.
I don't either.
Because I kind of had it on the background because I was in the middle of something else. But I just saw all I remember was Orange return.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yeah, so we got a lot of guys back now. I mean, like this has been a big topic going around. Like, obviously, we're going to be without Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland for a little while. Ospreay maybe for a long while. So now we're getting a lot of original talent back that has been gone for a long time. Pac is back. Eddie's back. Orange is back. Jack and Lucha are back. We're integrating a lot of guys that haven't been here in a long time, and it's great. So we needed more baby faces. And then Kenny's gonna be back from his sabbatical because he was not on this show because he went to Japan to do something, probably video game related, and so we're getting all these guys back. It's cool to have all these guys back. And we're going to the 6th anniversary show of Dynamite next week, where we're going to have the return of, as we mentioned, the return of Jurassic Express. We're going to have I guess we'll talk about this now since we're about to talk about the main event. But Kyle Fletcher challenged Hologram. And Hologram, who has been undefeated since coming to AEW, and has not been in a storyline the entire time. But Kyle Fletcher challenged him to a TNT title match on the 6th anniversary of Dynamite because he wants to be the one to end Hologram's streak.
Yes.
And is willing to put his title on the line to do it. And of course, there has been teases of a clone of hologram showing up.
Yes, it's some kind of glitch. It's being like said that because
Yes.
hologram is AI or whatever, so there's some kind of
Yeah.
corruption in the program, and so they're
Yes.
showing the backdrop somebody else that looks like him, but it's not him.
Yes.
Or,
It's gonna be one of those masked evil clone Sin Cara-esque
yeah.
storylines, and
I don't know
are
how you feel about that one, but
I'm not
that didn't go very well in the other
I'm
place.
not a huge fan of it, but we'll see how they plan it out. But I suspect that the clone, or as it's being called, El Clon, which is just the clone in Spanish,
Okay.
will show up during this match or
Yeah,
after.
I hope so because they've been doing like these I hope this isn't turned into another Veer Mahan situation where they just keep saying he's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Well, apparently, the reason that it slowed down a little was because the person who's playing this character, Arez,
Mhm.
who people will know from GCW fame,
Mhm.
being part of El Desperados, is the one who's going to play this character, and I believe he was hurt for a little.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're at the main event, and this match was absolutely amazing.
I like
Hangman,
the amazing part. One of the amazing parts was that Hangman, like in the promo buildups, told Kyle, you want to prove you're the next guy, you do this by yourself. Like literally, no one come out here. Not,
yep,
don't get Don to help you. I know he's sitting right there, but no stupid Rocky Romero, no fucking Lance
and
Archer, no Josh
I
Alexander, nobody.
I like the added incentive in the contract
Oh
where
yes,
if somebody does interfere, then
yes,
Kyle loses the TNT title. I
yeah,
wish that they would do more things like that just so
yeah.
that they don't have interference in title matches.
Like yeah, like
Like,
they do that. It's for the Continental title, right? Or now
yeah,
it's for the unified title because of its Continental
yeah,
rules that's in
yeah,
place. So you do it for that,
yes.
then
So, but I loved Hangman's, reasoning for doing it,
mhm.
where he was talking about how he was in the same exact boat that Kyle is in now in 2021 no, 2019, sorry. When he was facing Chris Jericho to become the first ever AEW World Championship champion, and he lost. And the reason he lost is because he was not ready. And he knew that Kyle was in that same boat now because Kyle is young and arrogant and thinks he's ready, but he isn't. And that's fine because he's going to be just like Hangman was 2 years later. And that was the whole point of them having this match when Kyle made the challenge. Now, of course, we've talked about this at nauseum at this point.
Mhm.
AEW needs to stop having singles champions facing other singles champions. Stop it. Focus on the championship that you have. You could have had a TNT title match on this show.
I feel because what I heard was when Wardlow came back and joined the Don Callis family and immediately had to leave again because he tore his tricep in that return spot.
Very unfortunate for Wardlow.
The speculation or what I heard was that Wardlow was scheduled to be in some kind of program with Heyman Adam Page.
Yes. But either
And
way,
and and, and think about it, it kind of fits too because Wardlow's kind of like minus the TNT title. Wardlow is kind of like in you could say Heyman could say the exact same things to Wardlow that would fit Kyle Fletcher.
yeah,
You came in here, you were all hot, you were a lackey for a long time, you were the sidekick, and then now you became the main event, or you tried to be, but it didn't work out for you, various times. And dude, you're still not ready, man. You're still not ready. And if you
yeah,
want to prove you're ready, you don't have anyone else interfere for you. I know you can do it because you're look how big you are, look how strong you are. You're
yeah,
a former TNT champion. You know how to do this. Unfortunately, Wardlow being injured, they had to change plans, and I think they just went with like, okay, let's Yeah, it's a dude
Yeah.
Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, the story that they told was fine. I'm just so tired of that, of champions challenging champions, because it just keeps happening. But yes, this match was absolutely amazing. It was back and forth action, up and down. It started out slow and just kept getting better. Hangman is on the roll of a lifetime since this storyline, since everything with Swerve and Osprey, and then getting here and Moxley and everything. Hangman is in the talk for Wrestler of the Year for sure. Not even just because of everything that he's doing to, like, the character stuff that he did for his redemption, but the matches are also like top notch. Like, and if Will Ospreay was not like injured, unfortunately, I think it would be neck and neck between them as Wrestler of the Year. But Hangman is right now. Hangman is at the top because he's had more important matches that have been this good, and he just keeps doing it. He just keeps having these important matches that are this good, and like every match that he's had on pay-per-view has meant something to the redemption of his character. This match, the Osprey match, the beating John Moxley, and all of that. And yeah, he just did it again with this story of proving that yes, Kyle may not be ready right now, but he's going to be, and he proved that in this match. And there was a point in this match where like Kyle was in control, and it looked like Hangman like couldn't muster up the power to finish Kyle. And there was some there was some scary moments in this match that they ended up saving, of course. But the Deadeye off the top rope is not something I thought I was going to see in this match specifically. Like, I mean, he did 3 Deadeyes in this match, including the one on the top rope.
Oh boy.
And
can we also give a shout out to them doing the moves of like some of their greatest rivals?
oh, yep. Yes, Hidden Blade was
Kyle did the hidden blade, which I thought was sweet.
Swerve he's Hangman has almost regularly now been doing the big pressure.
Oh.
He pulls it out in pretty much all of his big matches now. Like big pay-per-view matches at least.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So ever since the Osprey match, he's been doing it. Yeah. And he did the V trigger and teased doing the One Wing Angel.
Yeah.
But didn't get to do it. But yes, Hangman would end up retaining after the longest match on the show, almost 40 minutes. This match, it was 38 minutes long, and yeah, it never got boring to me. It just got better with each passing moment because it just kept building, and the back and forth action made sense. And there was moments where Kyle looked like he was in control to the point that he was going to win, but he got too arrogant and got too in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his downfall. And that's exactly what happened to Hangman in 2019 against Jericho. He got too confident and thought that he was a shoo-in to win. So it looks like Kyle Fletcher is going to be on that same trajectory here. Like, obviously, he's already a TNT champion. He's already won big matches. He's going to most likely going to end Hologram's streak. And yeah, he's just going to keep getting better. And of course, I think eventually, not anytime soon, but eventually he's going to build to leaving the Callis family as well.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Wes, because when we talk about Takeshita leaving the Don Callis family, I feel like, they're gonna do this with Kyle. I love
Yeah.
how like after this match concluded, literally Hangman and Kyle went their separate ways. Right, Hangman's off doing was he even on Dynamite?
He's doing Death Rider stuff again.
What, Hangman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, was he? Oh, I kind of blanked out. I so totally forgot. Right. Yeah. He was having a match with Lee Moriarty.
Yep.
And then Kyle just comes out. Yeah, it was at that thing where he like talks a hologram. So it's like the two doing completely different things. And I feel at one point he's not as close with to Takeshita is doing it, but yeah, at one point like Kyle's gonna outgrow this group too, and it's gonna be good because it's like you're gonna find the reunion of Proto Sheeta, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Yes. So Hangman would come out later in Dynamite, and he would help. Who was it? Hold on. I'm trying to.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember Death Rider's involvement. Let's see. Okay, the Will Hobbs and Claudio had a match.
Yeah, that was the. I think he came out during that, right?
I don't remember. I had it on background. I was in the middle of something.
Hold on. I'm looking into this right now. So just give me 1 second. So yeah, I obviously I don't know what's next for Hangman specifically, but he's going into the 6th anniversary of Dynamite, and he's going to be in a trios match. I just gotta pull up the actual match here. Where is it? Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm looking. He is going to be teaming with Hobbs and Joe.
Yes. It's Fight the Death Riders. Now I remember.
To take on the Death Riders of Mox, Claudio, and Garcia. So yes, this was after the Hobbs and Claudio match on Dynamite, where there was numbers involved, and Hangman just showed up after. And I was surprised that that's what they did with Hangman following this pay-per-view. But I guess he just got tired of seeing other people get beat up like that again. So we're going into this. Obviously, Mox is not going for the belt. He's busy with Darby. But maybe Claudio goes for the belt?
I mean, that'd be something to see. I don't mind seeing that.
I mean, it could also build to the eventual Claudio turning on Mox thing. I think that has to happen eventually.
This is the third person you said is going to eventually leave a group.
Well, of course, it has to happen. You can't But
it's just been Claudio's just been so quiet. It's just like when it happens, you're kind of wondering like how the hell it happened. Because we both watched that long form interview Renee did in like the basement of their house where they talked to Claudio and Mox and Pac extensively about what is the purpose of this. And like Claudio, I thought was giving the most clear explanation. It was like why they're doing this. And it's like you're gonna take out like the guy who's like almost like your anchor of the group and have him just leave. I don't know. Then you just basically dissolve the entire thing at that point. Probably, I think that's eventually what's gonna happen, right? I mean, but not the Don Callis family. The Don Callis family will just replace and regrow and turn into something else. And
as we mentioned, the Don Callis family is getting so big that they have to fight each other.
Yeah.
So, so yes, Hangman still the champion as we expected. I guess we're just waiting for MJF at this point
to finish shooting this movie.
To finish shooting and like I guess Hangman doesn't have to have a title match at Wrestle Dream, but I would like him to. Obviously,
not every AEW, not every pay-per-view needs to have the world champion on the card, to be honest. I mean,
I get it.
For example, Victory Road tonight on I'm sorry I keep bringing up TNA.
Bad comparison.
Yeah. What I found, I mean, this is sort of like, a little off topic here, but you mentioned the CMLL 92nd anniversary show where MJF fought Mystico.
Yep.
I found it interesting because they have a world heavyweight champion in CMLL called Gran Guerrero, and I've never seen him wrestle
Mm-hmm.
for CMLL. I'm like, am I just not watching
Mm-hmm.
the right shows? Where is this guy? I was like, this is your
Yeah,
92nd anniversary
I
show?
don't watch it enough. I don't watch it
Yeah,
enough to
I
know
just thought, okay,
really
wait. I
yet.
was like, oh, I didn't notice he was on the card. I was like, what? They had the main if it was like some hair versus hair mask match or whatever it was, and it was like, oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
you have a world heavyweight champion, but he doesn't wrestle for you on your main on one of your main shows, your anniversary show. That was weird. Anyway,
Yep.
I'm just digressing. I'm just saying the point is like, you know, I mean, you should have the world champion in some match on every pay per view. It doesn't have to be defending the title every time, I guess. So,
I guess, but we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see what happens after the 6-man on Dynamite because
yeah.
I
Maybe
obviously I
they'll do
don't
a thing
want.
with like lead into Claudio facing Hangman.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want Hangman involved with the Death Riders at all. But I mean, that's what we're doing right now, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what happens going forward. But that is going to do it for this show. Uh, like I said at the top, I thought that this pay per view was very good. Just that unfortunate Eddie match and the ending of that Copeland match that didn't make any sense. But everything else was just great. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope that they figure out this trios title thing. I hope they make this women's tag title thing mean something. And yeah, we'll continue to see. Right now, AEW's been on a roll with these shows, so it's only getting better, I think. Whereas, like as we've talked about previously, compared to the other show that is not getting better, this is a there's a lot to be excited about here, especially with all these returns. So that is going to do it for us. Um, Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure to go to our linktree / going over big time podcast, where you can see every way to listen / watch this show, as well as our social medias and the social media for the podcast itself. Um, as we say every show, watch the wrestling you want to watch. And that is going to do it for me. Alan, give us your closing thoughts.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening to tonight's a review of All Out. Looks like there are some interesting nuggets ahead for AEW, despite all this counter programming and all these other random shit that keeps happening that people seem just so divided over. And I want to just tell people, guys, first of all, it's just fucking wrestling. Just relax. It's
Yeah.
it's not like there are other more serious issues around the world to be like actually devote your energy to like get mad about. Okay, so this is just try to enjoy it and just be entertained and just try to love this thing we love. Okay.
Yep. And I fully agree. So that will do it for us. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.